Alright everyone, this is Zero Budget Geek and welcome to Sakura Dungeon. So this is a brand new game that has dropped on Steam in the last few days. I think it was released on the 3rd, June 3rd it was released on, and it's pretty interesting. This is by the publisher Sekai Project and the developer Winged Cloud, and these guys, if you know them, they're known for making visual novel games. Now this is not a visual novel game, it is actually a dungeon crawler with visual novel aspects. So there's going to be a lot of story, but it's going to be mixed in with the dungeon crawling. And these guys have really gotten my interest in, very recently, especially with the game like Rabbi Ribby, which is a action platformer Metrovania style game that has some visual novel aspects to it. So very excited about this game. Now I will give you a warning, there is some salacious imagery here, some would say sexist, but that is just the style of this game. So if that offends you, well, I apologize now, and maybe you shouldn't watch this because it is gonna be a little risque. But we're gonna do pretty much a blind playthrough. I've seen a little bit gameplay of this, about maybe the first half hour of it, so we'll know some things, but for the most part it's gonna be blind. All right, without further ado, let's get started. We're gonna hit start game and select game difficulty. Well, let's see. Normal is the default difficulty for Sakura Dungeon. Tour clothes are automatically repaired when in town. Hard. Okay, well, we want to just go with the default. We'll go default difficulty, normal. I know some people like to play on hard and abyssal, but I really want to watch it for the story and find out how it goes. All right, here we go. Huh? Is this long dream finally over? What happened to me? How much time has passed? I cannot say for sure, but I can tell that I have not been awake for a long time. That's right, I am beginning to remember now. A loud yawn escapes from my lips as I look at my surroundings. I rub the sleep away from my eyes, my blurred vision slowly focusing. That was a good nap. It's then that I notice someone else standing in the room. You monster! A woman clad in silver armor is pointing a sword at me. She is kind of rude, considering that I have just woken up. I challenge you! I can't help but ignore her for a moment. Looking behind me, I see a shrine with a crystal in its center. Tapping the strange crystal, I feel my finger go numb. Tell me, what did you do inside this room? Huh? I solved the puzzle and you emerged from the mist which came out of it. So, it seems like I was sealed in a puzzle. I have no idea how this puzzle works, but this woman was capable of figuring it out. But enough of that. I know not what you are, but I will defeat you. Oh, so you're an adventurer? I look her up and down. She does look like the type. You can obviously tell that she's trained hard. Every single one of her movements are precise and efficient. Know my name, Fox. I am Sari, the adventuring knight. If you're an adventurer, you'd be up to date on current events, right? I don't understand why you're asking that, but yes. Tell me, adventurer, when did the domain of Queen Isis disappear into the dunes? She just looks at me, dumbfounded. Eh? What a bizarre question. That was during mythical times, hundreds, if not thousands of years. Oh, so it's been a while then. Several hundred years. I wonder what has changed while I have been asleep. Do you not even care that I am here? Stop insulting me. She brings her blade down in an arcing slice. I step to the side, avoiding it completely. Huh? She looks at where I was standing. How? So fast? Oh, it seems my power is missing. I can feel the magic pulsing through the room around me. My magic has been siphoned while I was asleep. That is, Not good. It seems that I'm going to have a lot of questions to ask when I get back to town, presuming it's still there. I still have enough power to defend myself against this adventurer, however. Grabbing the hilt of her sword with both hands, she swings at me again. Could you please stop that? Again and again, she keeps swinging. She's fast, very fast, for a human at least. However, she isn't able to keep up with me. No, you can't be this fast. Why not? You just can't be. She's quivering anxiously now. Damn it. Ignoring me for a moment, she looks behind herself. No, I can't run away. She steels herself. Face me, monster. She charges at me, brandishing her sword carelessly. I've had enough of this. In my hand, a swirling orb of water forms. Launching from my hands, the orb hits the adventurer in the chest. The force of it sends her flying back across the room. Her armor shatters into pieces. I slowly walk over, looking down as she lays on the ground. She tries to stand back up, but is unable to muster the strength to do so. But she doesn't look afraid. In fact, she's looking me dead in the eye. So, this is it then. I knew this day was going to come eventually. Despite her obvious pain, she forces a smile. Well, you are my last opponent. Could I get a last request? I think you misunderstand my intentions. Even though this woman is hostile, I have no intention of ending her life. From my lips, ancient words pour. Mana envelops the room, slowly circling in on the fallen knight. Wait! What are you doing? Eventually, I finish the spell and my mana dissipates. Come on, get up. What? Don't be... Her body responds then and stands upright. Huh? What? My body did that on its own. What did you do to me? Sorry, I had to test if the spell worked correctly. What spell? What did you do? It is a binding spell, a magical contract between you and I. From this day forward, you are my subordinate and I am your master. You may call me Yomi. Let's pause for a moment here. I think I'm gonna adjust the music volume here. Feels a little bit too loud. Alright, maybe that's a little bit better. Okay, return. Okay, you may call me Yomi. I used the last of my power on the spell, so I'm going to be relying on you, Sari. I'm your what? Release me from this spell immediately. Clothes are tattered over here. Sorry, but I can't release the spell right now. First of all, we need to get you somewhere safe. Let's see if I still have it. Checking one of my pockets, I can't help but smile when I see it. Here it is. I firmly grab the knight by her arm. What are you doing? Please, just tell me what's going on. 3, 2, 1. The warp stone inside my robe begins to resonate and throb. One moment we are standing in that room. The next, we're standing in my hometown. Where are we? Somewhere safe. This is the town I passed through earlier. Why here, of all places? Oh, good to know that the illusion spell is still working then. What's even better is that this town is still standing. Illusion spell? I don't understand. What do you mean by... She slumps her shoulders in defeat. Well, it's somewhere safe. But what does this town mean to you, Fox? There's humans here, so wouldn't this place be unsafe for you? Not at all. I founded this town myself. We needed to disguise the dungeon's entrance, so this was our solution. Dungeon's entrance? Wait, are you telling me you're the Dungeon Lord? I was, at least. But I am guessing that is no longer the case. My connection to the dungeon has been severed, so that can only mean one thing. I have been usurped. Sari just stares at me in disbelief. Such a thing can happen? Sometimes, yes. Let me guess. You were there to clear out the monsters? Well, yes. But I have failed miserably. That's good, actually. Our goals are the same. Anyway, I do not like seeing you walk around in tatters. Let's get you cleaned up. I take her with me to the inn. As I step inside, everyone goes silent. Everyone immediately stands up and rushes to the entrance. One particular figure stands out among them, none other than Isabella, my innkeeper. My humble master, is that really you? Really? 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 Who else would it be, Isabella? Cheers erupt from the inn. Sorry to keep all of you waiting. We didn't know what happened to you. One day you were here, then you disappeared. This is so sudden. Where have you been? I was sealed away inside an abandoned room. I do not quite remember how that happened, but I think it will work out. I see. The important thing is that you're okay. We are so glad to have a dungeon lord back. I am glad to see you all again. However, there is a problem at hand. Yes? Unfortunately, in your absence, someone else has taken your dungeon from you. I've heard things are really bad down there right now. Sari just stares at them. You were all monsters? Like I said, illusion spell. Since you're currently my subordinate, you can see through it. She appears to be in a state of shock. Oh yes, we served her earlier. What is she doing with you? She's the one who released me. So now I've decided she's going to work for me from now on. But it's not like it to take humans for servants. Well, I have a good feeling about this girl. She's looking kind of pale. And it looks like you two had a bit of a disagreement. Let's please see to her needs. Wow, your blouse is like falling down there. No problem. I'm more than happy to serve you, my humble master. She leads Sari away to the spare room. I'll have a hot bath ready for you right away. I should be able to mend this particular armor too. Okay, that sounds fine. After a hot bath and a fresh change of clothes, Sari looks like she has recovered from her shock. You're strangely hospitable for monsters. That normally would have cost me hundreds of gold pieces. We look after our own around here. Now then, Sari, I know you aren't going to like this, but we have to work together now. I want to clear out the dungeon. I want to get my dungeon back. I do not think it is unreasonable to join forces. Do you? Oh, did I read that wrong? She goes silent for a moment. While I find the idea of working for a monster completely absurd, I know that there's nothing I can do about this spell you've placed on me. It is, as you've said, we share a common goal, to defeat the monster reigning over this dungeon. So, I see no point in being angry about things I cannot change. I accept this, bargain. Well, it makes me very glad to hear that, Sari. You look like you're quite experienced with dungeon delving, so I'm sure your expertise will be useful. It did me no good against you. I haven't had a real challenge in a long time, and it's gone to my head. Perhaps this experience is just what I needed. Sometimes you need to take a blow to your pride. It cannot hurt now and then, can it? Humility is the only way that we improve ourselves. She lets out a bitter laugh. I would have liked to have learned this lesson a different way. But as you said, there is no point in complaining about circumstances you cannot change. Anyway, if you need some time before we begin our adventure, I understand. Please feel free to make use of any of the services we have here. Well, thank you. I think the first thing I need is a drink. She wanders off to the bar then. While this entire situation isn't ideal, I can't help but be excited. Several hundred years is plenty of time for things to change. There could be an entire new human kingdoms out there, new monsters I could meet, new food I could eat. It's as if I have stepped into another world. While I cannot say that I was happy to be sealed, I want to make the most of this experience. So let's see what lies ahead. Alright guys, so alright, we're now free to do different things. So we can explore the dungeon, we can talk to our innkeeper. Well, let's read this out. So explore the dungeon, go exploring the dungeon. Before you go to the dungeon, check the shop, organize party, and save your game. Talk to Isabella to repair torn outfits. If you have cloth scraps, she will make you new clothes. Walk around town. As you progress, a number of side stories will become available in town. You can read them here. We can go to the shop, buy or sell consumable items. We can change outfits at some point. Meet captured monsters. We can't do that yet. Organize party and party status and save the game. So actually, let's go ahead and save the game at this point. We're gonna put it in slot number 1, and then we return. And so let's go to the shop here. As I enter the shop, someone smiles at me from behind the counter. Now there is someone I have not seen in a long time. I did not believe it when they said that you were back. Well, I'm here. So what wondrous goods does my shopkeeper have to share today? Well, we've fallen on hard times since the new dungeon lord took over. We currently do not have the capacity to make any particularly strong items at the moment. If you bring me mana shards though, I can make you some basic items. I hope that is enough to make you happy. It is more than enough. You have kept things here nice and tidy, even after hundreds of years. I am very proud of you, Charlotte. That's good to hear your kind words again, my humble master. I have been saving this in case I needed it, but I think it would be better if you had it. She walks up to me and places something in the palm of my hand. Where's your hand reaching down to? You found a warp stone. A warp stone. Excellent. Thank you, Charlotte. You are more than welcome. Bring back mana shards from the dungeon and I will gladly make you more. At the moment, the shop does not have a wide variety of items. As you progress through the dungeons, more items will become available. Make sure to frequently check the shop and see what is available. So there's a warp stone that can bring us back to town, and then a healing potion. Here's a party member's VP. Not sure exactly what that is yet, so let's go walk around the town. I have some free time at the moment. It would probably be good to check in on my servants. You never know what may be happening in town, so it is always a good idea to stay up to date on the local gossip. Considering how much time I spent asleep, I would be happy to hear some recent news, so I wonder what I should do first. As you progress through the dungeon, dialogue events will become available in town. Checking these events can lead to uncovering secrets or unlocking special events, so make sure you check this after you come back from a dungeon. Maybe I should look around later. So we'll do that. Perhaps it would be better to do this later. Alright, and we'll talk to Isabella. I make small talk with Isabella, but we don't really have much to share at the moment. Perhaps I should talk to her later. Alright, time for the dungeon explorer. The dungeon. As we step towards the gate, Sari seems apprehensive. So as you notice, there is a lot of exposition in this game, by the way, and so it is a a visual novel with dungeon crawling aspects to it. So let's continue. Is something the matter? Well, apart from everything that just happened, there's always a sense of anticipation before you first enter a dungeon. Well, this is the second time I am entering. Well, technically it is the first. My sealed chamber has long since been cut off from the actual dungeon. I see. Anyway, let's not worry about that. Let's go take my dungeon back. Alright, so this return to the inn and dungeon entrance level 1. So we go in. As we step inside, I can smell the earth and dust in the air. A dim darkness, illuminated by a few spare torches, spreads out in front of us. It is all too familiar to me. It's good to be home. So before we get started, there's just a few things I would like to make clear, Yomi. Yes, if we are going to work together, can we please approach this my way? Although you are very powerful, I do not know how much dungeon delving you've done. Well, I am a dungeon lord after all, I mean, come on. So I feel that it would be best to use my experience here. Well, as you wish. I'm here to simply provide guidance. What path you take is up to you. Strange words from someone who just enslaved me. This is just a necessary part of our agreement. So, what do you propose? She pulls out a bundle of papers and what appears to be a writing quill. Navigating a place like this is a difficult task. You need to map every little step you take. It's far too easy to get lost if you do not keep track. Very well. Anyway, I will take point. Well, let's get going, Yomi. Okay, navigate the dungeon using these keys here, and 2 keys. What's the 2? Okay, we'll figure that out. Oh, okay, I know what that is. W makes you move forward, Q, and E makes you turn left and right. S moves backwards, A and D make you step side to side. You can alternately Alternatively, use the arrow keys for movement. Pressing the 2 key will make you automatically move forward until you meet an obstacle. Every step you take is recorded in your map in the bottom left-hand corner. Remember, pay attention to your map. It will be essential to the journey ahead. You can save your game anytime when you are not in battle. If you lose a battle, the game will be over, so make sure to save frequently. You can save your game by pressing F5. You load the latest quick save file by pressing F9, and that's pretty easy. So here's our keys. Actually, I think we can use the mouse to navigate. Can we do that? Oh, I like that. So I don't want to. I think I will use the mouse to navigate. And then if you look over here, we have our map. So let's go ahead and move forward here. We'll turn this way. So if you guys get a little bit confused as which way I'm facing, just I'll use my mouse to use these keys so you can know what I'm pressing, and then you can follow along on the map there, because this is like those old wizardry type games, so it could get a little bit confusing. I don't think there's any reason to search walls, so there is a battle up ahead, so let's move up to it. Oh, not quite. I think we can click it. There's nothing here, so we have to actually move. Okay, we can look over here in the map. You can see it's actually on the step just ahead of us. Well, we'll go ahead and move into it. As we continue to walk forward, I hear the sound of something moving in the darkness. Sari immediately reacts, readying her weapon to strike. Bit by bit, our enemy emerges into the light of Sari's blazing torch. Oh, visitors! A rabbit monster? Aren't these notoriously weak? Nothing in this dungeon is as it seems. She has absorbed part of my power. Do not underestimate her. I am very sorry, but the dungeon lord has made it clear that visitors aren't allowed. I'm also very sorry, but I can't leave. Let's get this out of the way. Alright, battle time. You're about to enter your first battle. The bottom left hand corner displays your active party members and their status. So here's Carrie, he is her VP, so that's basically her health, and then AP is her action points, and then there's a level. I don't know what CP is. I think that's character progress or something like that. And there's the enemy here. There is my active character, and there's me, which is Yomi, but we don't participate in battle. Okay, so when it is the turn of one of your party members, they will appear on the right side of the screen right here. Their available skills will be directly below them. Each skill uses AP action points. This slowly recovers through the course of battle. All monsters have the guard skill, which recovers AP and protects against attacks. Select the target of your attacks by clicking on it. The enemy's status is displayed above their character sprites. The order in which party members and enemies take turns is displayed at the top right of the screen up here. Hopefully my avatar is not in the way too much there. Your party members have gold borders around their portraits, whereas enemies have red portraits. Okay, now then, defeat the bunny girl to proceed. Good luck. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and, so we can see this takes 25 action points. Power of 19, hit, critical, 6, okay. Well, let's go ahead and do some triple slashes to her. Slash, slash, slash. She does a gust to me, hits me for 9, and can we do triple slashes again? We will. And I think we defeated her. Alright. You found 10 mana shards, and oh my goodness, he is, by the way, this is the censored version of it. This is the Steam version, so it's censored. There is an uncensored version of this that, you know, shows the bits, but we're not playing that one. So as Siri deals the final blow, the bunny girl is practically blown away by the force of it. Her clothes are torn to tatters, leaving her completely exposed. For a moment, she just sits there on the cave floor, looking down at the cloth scraps on the floor. My clothes! No! Why did this have to happen? Extremely embarrassed, she tries to cover herself with her hand. You didn't have to be that mean, you know. I know that I had to stop you, but you really shouldn't have used such excess force. A loud sniffle comes from the bunny. An uneasy look settles on Sari's face. I'm sorry, but it was necessary. If you had just let me pass, this would have happened. You had clearly won, you know, but then you destroyed my clothes. The dungeon lord doesn't give us new clothes for months on end. She is so mean to us on the upper floors. Sari looks back at me. It's only the first floor and I already feel like a villain. She lets out a heavy sigh. Is there anything we can do for her? Well, absolutely. I walk over to the sniffling bunny. She looks at me with dewy eyes. Oh, come on. Everything is going to be fine. I gently pat her on the head. She looks a little less upset then. Is it? Head back up the stairs and talk to my innkeeper. She will make new clothes for you. But if I leave, the overseer will get angry, and she's really scary when she's angry. Wait, she'll be angry anyway. I'm in so much trouble. Well, you don't have to come back. If you leave, you could just leave forever. They aren't going to be able to hunt you down. Really? Her eyes are filled with hope now. She eagerly awaits my confirmation. Yes, just get out of here. But are you going to stop them? That is why we're here. I cannot tolerate injustices being done to poor little monsters. Thank you. Do your best down here. She immediately leaves, taking off far faster than I was expecting. Well done, Sari. You have won your first battle. It is merely one step of a long journey, but she was far stronger than I was expecting. You said she absorbed some of your power? Yes, my power has been stolen from me and shared among the monsters of this dungeon. If we're going to survive, we will need to reclaim as much of it as possible. I will share my power with you as we go along, Sari. Well, although I'd prefer to use my own strength, I'll take whatever boons I can get. Alright, so we're at about 25 minutes, so before we get too involved, I think we're gonna end this episode here and pick up next time. We'll continue the dungeon delving. I think we can let's see, we can hit escape here to save our game. So right now we only have one party member, but that's gonna change very soon. We're gonna collect lots of characters. I think we can have a party of 6, and so again, like I said, the game is a little bit risque, so if that bothers you, sorry for that, but this is what it's like. All the characters are female. They're gonna be kind of buxom and all that, and there's gonna be a lot of clothes tearing, but as far as I know, no full-fledged nudity. So that's that. So let's go ahead and save our game in our 1 slot like usual. Yes, and that'll be it for now. So guys, thanks for watching. We'll pick up here next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.